Hey, good morning. Happy New Year. That's the first time I've said that. I was not awake at midnight. I don't remember the last time I was awake at midnight on New Year's. I guess I said this yesterday. Midnight happens 365 days a year. I know it's the new year, but midnight's just not my thing. Hell, most of the time 10 p.m. isn't my thing. I was asleep. I fell asleep it was 7:52. I'm laying on the couch. Didn't even have a drop of beer. Didn't have a sip of beer last night. I'm laying on the couch, 7:52, and my wife goes, I don't think I'm going to make it till midnight. Now, my wife is a night owl. Now, she regularly, sounds like I had a drip of alcohol. She regularly stays up until midnight. She's like working on marketing and social media stuff. And so she's like on her computer until 1 a.m. And I'm sound asleep, snoring by that time. And I, stop snoring. All that jazz. So I'm laying on the couch. My wife makes that comment. She's like, I'm really tired. I don't even think I'm going to make it till midnight tonight, which is rare for her. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it till 9. And she looks at me, very comfy on the couch, with a nice blanket over me, biscuits on top of the couch, napping. She goes, it's 7:52. You have to at least stay awake until 8:15. I did make it till 8:15, but not much longer. I think I was snoozing at about 8:30 on the couch last night. And I woke up a couple times and it's like, damn it, Bo, just go to bed. Why are we so stubborn when it comes to falling asleep on the couch? Why is that? Bo, wake up. You're sleeping. No, I'm not. You get all defensive. You wake up defensive. I'm not sleeping. Are you sleeping? No. Why are your eyes closed? I'm resting them. I blinked long. It was a long blink. Why are we so defensive when it comes to falling asleep on the couch? It's like this dirty little we're not sleeping on the couch. It's a dirty little secret. So I fell asleep, woke up a couple times. I was stubborn, not going to bed. Just go to bed. You've fallen asleep 4 times. Just go to bed. No, I'm not sleeping. I don't. Humans are funny. Humans are weird creatures. So it was about 9:45. And I'm like, you know what? Biscuit, time to go potty. I'm going to bed. So I think I was up a little bit after 10. I read a book. I had Miley and Dolly on the bedroom TV. I wasn't paying any attention. Read a little bit of my book and then fell. It was like 10:15. Looked at the score. We're going to talk college football. Looked at the Georgia-Ohio State score. I'm like, I wanted Michigan to win. I wanted Georgia to win. And as I was falling asleep, it looked like neither of those were going to happen. And boy, was I surprised when I woke up this morning and looked at the scores. So we'll talk college football. Who's in the chat? Uncle Rich, good morning to you. Terry is with us. We've got Paul Carl in the house. Brian Dean is here. Good morning, Harlan. Happy New Year to you. Boston Smoke is here. Morning to you, Dan. Dan bought a new collection yesterday. His wife is out of town, and Dan and I think alike. Wife's out. Ooh, I hope a pallet comes for sale. I can sneak that into the house while the wife's out of town. Paul says, I made some filet mignon and mashed potatoes with a nice little salad and broccoli cheddar soup. Then we all went to bed at like 8:30. Man, we didn't even have a fancy dinner. We had like spinach ravioli that you get at Costco. That was our dinner. Some ravioli. And then did I have a snack? I did. I had some gelato. So I splurged a little bit, had a little gelato, some Pacific pistachio from what's the gelato? It's Talenti. So I had some pistachio gelato, and that was my little snack. I had an afternoon snack of popcorn, which I've found. I don't know if there's any popcorn connoisseurs in here. No, I'm not like a snob when it comes to popcorn, but I do like a good popcorn. Microwavable. It's the easiest and the quickest and the fastest. Um, and I always get like, I want movie theater or extra butter. And it's just sometimes it's just, and I've been having, what are the brands? Whatever brand I think Pop Secret maybe is what I've been buying. And it's just like, this is just not popcorn. Like I want a good microwavable popcorn. Maybe they just don't exist. But I remember having good microwavable popcorn at some point in my life, and now I can't find it. What the hell was I having? So recently on a grocery store trip, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop buying this damn Pop Secret. I'm going to buy a different brand. And I went with Orville Redenbacher, and I should have known that that did the trick. Orville Redenbacher, the best. I don't even know. It might have been extra butter. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, Orville Redenbacher, that's going to be my go-to popcorn, microwavable popcorn. Paul didn't find any auctions to snipe at a good price, unfortunately. I didn't even look. I've done some spending this week on the Cubs collection. I bought a superfractor, an Albert Almora, David Dahl auto superfractor. I got that at a good price at an auction. I got an Ed Howard printing plate. Have not received that in the mail yet. What else did I buy? Oh, and then I bought in the same night. I bought a couple things that I'm going to share because I'll do a video on it because it's. I bought them in the same night, paid in the same foul swoop, and they're about as opposite as it comes. They were both Cubs. I did do some Cubs counting last night. I did not finish. I counted up about half of my Cubs that are so far uncounted. So I think it's going to be closer to, I think the end of year count is going to be closer to 870,000. I think I was saying yesterday 860,000 because what I counted yesterday, it's like, oh wow. And I still have a full monster box, half a monster box, a medium flat rate box, and multiple other packages that I've received in the mail that I have not opened up. So probably going to be around 870,000 Cubs cards as we enter 2023. Well, we have entered 2023. So that's going to be the current count, the updated count. Let's see. Where are we at? Harlan says you missed some great football. I know. I missed in fact, I really didn't watch any of the Georgia-Ohio State game because the Michigan TCU game, which I did watch, and that was like bumping up against dinner time. And I'm like, damn it. So I went upstairs and in fact, we might have had dinner during the fourth. I can't remember. But I went downstairs and I went downstairs and it was the game. There was like 25. It was that weird, like non-targeting call that should have been targeting. The officiating was pretty suspect in that Michigan TCU game. The touchdown that they called that, I mean, that was the game right there. That should have been targeting at the end. What the hell is targeting? Most times I don't agree with targeting calls, but that one should have been targeting. Like that seems like textbook targeting. So what the hell's a catch? We don't know what a catch is. At least in college football, a catch seems to be a catch. Like what we consider, us lay people, a catch. You catch a football. The NFL, who the hell knows what a catch is in the NFL? And in college, we don't know what the hell targeting is. So I was able to watch that. And then I watched the start of the Georgia-Ohio State game, did some Cubs counting, and then I went upstairs and hit the couch. And I apparently did miss a hell of a game from the looks of the score and knowing what the score was when I went to bed last night. John says, happy news. Paul says, fancy meat cuts taste way better when they're paid for with the proceeds from selling cardboard with pictures on men, right? Absolutely. Skip the microwave, make real popcorn. I'm too lazy, man. I'm too lazy. That's why I like microwave popcorn. I like just excuse me, regular coffee in a coffee maker. I have friends that do like the cold brew and like all this fancy shit, and it's like, man, this takes forever. And you got a lot of dishes to wash. Like, I don't want to do all that. I want to make it as simple as possible, but I want a good product. I want a tasty popcorn. So I feel that Orville Redenbacher meets. It's easy and it's good. Pop Secret was not doing it for me. If Orville Redenbacher tasted like Pop Secret, then I probably would take that advice and I would skip the microwave and make the real stuff. But Orville Redenbacher's close enough with less work involved. Todd, what's up? Good morning. Happy New Year to you. Dan says, one of my college summer jobs was working for the Cook County Recorder's Office, and my office was the break room that stunk like burnt popcorn all day. I had a coworker who would make popcorn. For some reason, the company I worked for like had, marketing. You can buy like anything, marketing for promotions and marketing. And for some reason, my company had microwavable popcorn bags with like our branded logo on the bags of popcorn. It's like, what the hell? This is a very odd. And then it was like, my manager was, my office at my previous job could have been, had it been with the characters, it would have been funnier than The Office, guaranteed. And I have some emails that I kept that prove it. And the manager would walk around and he'd proudly hand out these bags of microwavable popcorn like he was bestowing us $1,000 bonus. Here's your popcorn. Oh, thank you. Just what I've always wanted. Can I bank this for a day off or something? But one like everybody else, I put them in my drawer when I cleaned out my desk, and I didn't really keep anything there. I'm cleaning out my desk, and I had like 8 bags of branded popcorn from like the last 7 years. But I had one coworker who would he would make the microwavable popcorn, and I think he probably took other people's like, I don't want this damn popcorn. I'll take it. So he was the popcorn guy in the office, and the office sometimes stunk like microwavable popcorn. We also had a guy that would bring in leftovers every day. And guess what? Didn't matter what it was, including fish. That's the worst. I'd rather smell burnt popcorn than frickin' microwaved salmon. Ugh. Christian eats popcorn almost every day. You can get a small microwave air popper. It's $15 on Amazon. It will change your life. Microwave popcorn is slowly killing you. I've read that microwaved popcorn is like not good, like potentially cancer-causing agents. So I probably should, because sometimes I'll get on a kick and I'll have it every day, and I know it's not good for you. We had like an air popper back in the day, like back in the 90s. It had like an orange, it might not have been orange. Actually, it could have been clear because my parents both smoked. So it might not have been an orange. It could have been clear, but it turned orange from the cigarette smoke. And, but yeah, we had an air pop. My dad was a big popcorn. I think that's probably where I get my popcorn love. My dad was a big popcorn, and he was old school. Pan of oil, pop it up, and then we went with the air popper thing. But my dad was a big popcorn fan. Harlan says he hit the guy's shoulder pads, no targeting. It seemed like it was close. It was close. He led with the crown of his helmet with force. I think ultimately it was real close between the shoulder pads and the head. Zach and Porter, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, Paige and Deanie Bean. And he hit the like button. Thank you, Andrew. James, what's happening? I bought some Jolly Time popcorn. Worst mistake I made in 20 years. Hey, you're doing well if that's the worst mistake you've made in 20 years. Paul says, I second not using a microwave. I pop all my popcorn in the stovetop. It's fun and better to butter and season it yourself depending on what you feel like at the time. I back in like my 20s when popcorn was like a dinner, I don't even know where I got it. I think I had a friend that worked for like a restaurant or movie theater or something, and it was like the movie theater salt. And then I think that sat in my cupboard for 12 years. And I moved out of the house, and you're pulling stuff out from cabinets, and it's like, oh, 12-year-old popcorn salt. So let's talk football. What an awesome college football playoff yesterday. Herman, what's up? Just in time for some football talk. So I hadn't even planned. Like, normally I don't really care about the college football playoffs. It's just because my team is never in it. So it's just kind of like, But it's always something. It's always like it's kind of like New Year's celebrations. Like, I'm not going to stay up until midnight and ring in the new year, but I do like watching the New Year's shows. Dick Clark, Aging Myself, Ryan Seacrest. I saw a lot of Miley Cyrus, Dolly Parton commercials, so I think that's why it's like, oh, I've been seeing their commercials. I'll click on that one. It's like must-see TV. And it's like, if there's nothing else, well, the college football playoffs, it's must-see. So, but since there were 2 Big Ten teams in the college Final Four, I had a little more interest than usual. With apologies to Herman, if it's SEC heavy, I don't really give a damn. But little Big Ten heavy. So, and I'm like a closeted Michigan fan. I don't know why. I like Harbaugh. JJ McCarthy's a Chicago kid. My buddy Victor's a big Michigan fan. So it's kind of like, I'm going to root for the Wolverines and they're Big Ten. And TCU, it's like, who in the hell is TCU? I have zero affiliation with TCU. So go Michigan, go blue. And it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like score, interception, fumble, score, fumble, score, back and forth, back and forth. It's a good game. Really good game. And then TCU ends up winning. It's like, son of a B. And then, but a great game. Great game. 59-yard, was it 59? Yeah, 59-yard field goal by the Michigan kicker. And Michigan was playing out with some of their top players. Blake Corum, it's like one of the best college football players in the country, wasn't playing. They lost, I think, 2 receivers, one for the game. What was his name? Schoonamaker or something. He was out for the second half. I think a couple other guys got banged up and at least missed some drives. So Michigan was, playing kind of shorthanded. Herman says, best New Year's celebration ever, sealed it right at midnight. Harlan says, I'm trying to convince baseball collector Mike that he needs to go to the championship game. Teams like TCU may never get another shot. Yeah, that's right. Moynihan's a big TCU guy. And you are correct. TCU, like, what's the chances that TCU will be in another national championship game? I mean, hell, they could be a dynasty, but the chances of that, probably pretty slim. Rich says TCU, good DFW area football team, and it's payback for how they got screwed out of the playoffs a few years ago. Oh, that's right. Who are some big TCU? And Rich can probably beat me to. Rich is faster than Google. Rich, who are some classic TCU football players, alumni, TCU football alumni? Oh, Andy Dalton, Sammy Baugh, Bob Lilly, Davey O'Brien, all TCU. LaDainian Tomlinson. I forgot about LaDainian Tomlinson. Jalen Rieger, who's currently a receiver, I think, for the Eagles. Lyle Blackwood, Larry Brown, Cowboy, Mike Renfro, Josh Doxson. NFL.com. Top 10 all-time NFL players from TCU. Who do they rank first? Where's the rankings? Oh, it's one of those damn slideshows. The mascot is ranked number 1. Okay. Philip Epps, Green Bay Packers. He's ranked number 10. These are all-time TCU players in the NFL. Kenneth Davis, Buffalo Bills running back, ranked number 9 all-time from TCU. Number 8, Larry Brown, Dallas Cowboys. Was he a Super Bowl MVP? He was. Super Bowl 30 MVP, Larry Brown, TCU grad. Number 7 on the list, these are top NFL players from TCU. Number 7, Lyle Blackwood, defensive back. Looks like he was on a couple of Dolphins teams that went to the Super Bowl. Now we've got an ad that we've got to wait 3 seconds for. Okay, moving on to number 6. Oh, Greg Townsend. He was a stud defensive player for the Raiders. Played 12 seasons for the Raiders, 1 year with the Eagles. Won a Super Bowl and was a 2-time Pro Bowler. So number 6, Greg Townsend from the list of TCU alumni in the NFL. Number 5, Big Red, quarterback Andy Dalton. Of course, with my Chicago Bears recently. Number 4, this is kind of a head scratcher for me. Maybe I'm just not familiar with NFL as much as I thought. Aaron Scoble, defensive end, Buffalo Bills. Played 9 seasons for the Bills in the early 2000s and was a 2-time Pro Bowl selection defensive end. Aaron Scoble. That's kind of a head scratcher. Number 4, players from TCU. Number 3, wow. If LaDainian Tomlinson is number 3, look out 1 and 2. Well, I think we already went through the list, so Sammy Baugh is probably number 1. LaDainian Tomlinson, running back, Chargers, 9 seasons, played 2 years with the Jets, 5-time Pro Bowler. He was like the number 1 fantasy running back for a few years. LaDainian Tomlinson ranks number 3. Number 2 is Bob Lilly. Okay, there we go. So Bob Lilly is number 2, 14 seasons with the Cowboys, 11-time Pro Bowl selection and a Football Hall of Famer. And number 1, we've got slinging Sammy Baugh. Sammy Baugh, the best player out of TCU. Quarterback, Washington Redskins, played 16 years with the Redskins, 6-time Pro Bowler. Baugh led the Redskins to 5 NFL championship games. So there you go. Top football NFL players from TCU. So let's go into the chat. And, Rich linked up the website I was on. Where are we at? Let's see. Dan says, did you see any Bowman U movement last night with the games? Yes and no. I've seen quite a bit of movement in the last few days. I have not checked this morning. I have 197 notifications from eBay. I have not looked at my eBay sales yet. 197 eBay likely sales. I did a 50% off sale, so that's why it's much more than usual. I've got a New Year's sale. By the way, the coupon code is in the description of this video. 50% off when you buy 10 or more items in my eBay store. Link to the eBay store and the coupon code in the description to this video. A lot of Bowman U in my eBay store. So yes, earlier in the day I sold. Somebody came in and bought like 5 or 6 cards. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. But I'm also moving some of the more common players as well. I've seen more Bowman U movement, and I've got to look to see if it's because the listings are towards the end of their 30-day clock, or if it's just because of the college football playoffs. Let's see. Rich says, got to look at Google for that. Baseball Card Illustrated. What's happening, my buddy Bronco? Happy New Year to you. Already looking forward to the first Madison Card Show of 2023, which is January 21st, 3 weeks out. Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. 125 tables, free admission, and Bronco Baseball Card Illustrated will be in the house. Boston Smoke, there you go, dropping Tomlinson, Sammy Baugh. Paul is here. What's up, Paul? Christian sent me a DM on Twitter with the popcorn popper. Thank you. There's the link from Uncle Rich that I was quoting. Boston Smoke says Bob Lilly, LT. Killer Bees for Lyle Blackwood. Undrafted player, what's happening? Andy Dalton. Rich says probably ranked too high. He's number 2, also listed in the chat. Interesting. All three of the best TCU players are good people, good signers, and good autograph guests. Well, that's good. Harlan says, sold my first card on ComC this morning, a 90s Jordan hologram. Very nice. ComC is something that I always like flirt with. I always consider, I'm going to do something on ComC, and then I just don't. It's probably something that when I ran those basketball auctions, Paul is here. Paul got some great deals on my 99-cent basketball auctions. That's probably stuff that I should have just sent into ComC. But it's like, I'm going to stick to my one platform, eBay, and just I want to be as best as I can on eBay, and not like distract, do other, I want to focus on one platform. I'm not saying it as eloquently as I'm thinking it, but that's my thought process. Rich is prejudiced after all. I know, right? Raphael, what's up? Happy New Year. TD Sports Cards, Happy New Year. Todd says the 50% off sale got me again. Took advantage to get Red Sox cards for the PC. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. It was kind of, I've been considering doing it, the 50% off sale. And it's like, I finally just do it. That's what happened. I was waiting. I did a 50% off sale for Black Friday, which I had planned, but the first 50% off sale I ran was, I think, in like September. And I was getting my, car tuned up, oil change. There was like a recall notice that had to be fixed. So they're like, it's going to be 2 hours. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to hang out here in the lounge. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a sale. Damn it. I'm caught up on shipping. I'm going to do a sale. And I just need to do it. And it was very successful. And I need to, because I always make excuses. Like, oh, I'm not caught up on shipping. Well, damn it. Just get caught up on shipping. I'm my own worst enemy. And like Rob Veer said in a Burbank Sports video, I think he was with, not Sasha T, the other guy, Mojo. I think it was Mojo. Mojo like interviewed him, walked through the warehouse, and Rob Veer says, my biggest competition is myself. And that's like, it spoke to me. He's exactly right. Don't worry about what others are doing. Worry about yourself. And when you're laying on the couch at 8:30, falling asleep, that's my worst competition, myself. So just do it. Just run the frickin' sailboat. All right, where are we at? Paul says ComC is fine for $5 to $50 stuff, which is my wheelhouse. Because the 50 cent per card is tough for lower dollar. Ton of sellers aren't realistic though, which is odd because you send it in to sell. People are attached. There's a lot of emotional attachment, whether it's necessary or not. I think there's times where I think that's where I started seeing my biggest success in card sales was when I erased the emotional attachment. Like, well, this card sold for $10, so I need to get $10 for it. And if somebody came in and offers me 6 or 7, old Bo would be like, no, this is a $10 card. But new Bo's like, it's been sitting in my store for 2 months. Nobody's wanted it for 2 months. Maybe it's a $6 or $7 card. Boom, sold. So take away the emotional attachment. And I've got a lot of perfect stuff for ComC that I can't scan because they're like jersey cards or autos or the Chrome stuff that's I can scan, but it's going to take a little longer. It's not like I can't just feed it through and machine gun it. Like those basketball sales that they ended up selling for 99 cents, but in all honesty, they were $10 cards. And Paul's going to find out when he puts them on ComC. He bought like 40 or 50 of them. So Paul got some good deals. I made a few sales. It's all good. But now it's like, you know what? I probably won't run auctions again. There were a couple, I think I ran about 200 auctions, 150. There were maybe five. I know there were 2 or 3 that sold for more than I expected. One, and actually knocked that down one because one of them was a Seth Curry relic that sold for like $8. And I'm like, wow, I'm happy with that. Or maybe it was $12. And guess what? Person didn't pay for it. It went back at auction, 99 cents. Didn't even frickin' sell. So I went through some of my unsold items and listed them at Buy It Now just last night. So I probably won't flirt with those auctions, at least for basketball and that stuff, because that stuff doesn't sell well at auction. I'll probably talk more about auctions. Part of my plan, thank you to Dan, eBay specific videos, and I want to share my thoughts on auctions. I had a great kind of back and forth with Ty. I think it was Ty, whoever runs the Chasing Cardboard account, which I assume is Ty, from Bench Clear, talking about auctions. And I'm just not a big auction fan as a seller. As a buyer, I'm getting great deals on auctions. For my PC, I'm not looking to flip, but I think auctions are great for buyers. So maybe I'll do a video and kind of break down my thoughts on auctions. But I wanted to do it just because it's like, I didn't want to comp. Brian, where you at, Brian? I didn't want to comp. So I'm like, I'm just going to 99 cent these bad boys, and kind of blew up in my face, which I was expecting. Like, it's like, I don't care. If they sell for 99 cents, at least I charge for shipping this time. The last time I ran auctions, I did free shipping, and that was not good. So this time I at least did that. So if they sold for 99 cents and it was a relic and I had to ship it in a bubble mailer, at least I got most of my, I charged $4, and some of them I had to pay $4.12. And of course we know we get charged on fees for shipping, which I'm okay with. You just have to build that into the cost, but I hate charging $5 or $5.50. You know, if I'm sending it to the West Coast, it's $4.12. And I'm getting charged 12% on that $4.12. So add another 42 cents to it for, you know, looking at $4.60 or whatever. So I hate charging close to $5 for shipping. Anyway, let's see. Where are we at? Paul says, yeah, I think those would have been good ComC candidates. I put them on eBay. Someday they'll sell. Oh, so Paul put them on eBay. I thought you were going to put them on ComC. eBay beats ComC every day, in my opinion. And that's my thought. However, I've never sold on ComC, so I cannot say that with certainty. So take my words with a grain of salt when it comes to eBay versus ComC. I'm stubborn about not selling on ComC just because, I know a lot of people send to ComC because they don't have the time. And I know Mike Summer, Mike, are you listening? Because I've shared my thoughts with him about this. And he goes, yeah, if you send to ComC though, you don't have to deal with the shipping, which gives you more time to list your other stuff, which is why Mike's smarter than I am. He's very, very true in that point, but I don't want to spread myself thin between two platforms. That is where my stubbornness comes in. And maybe that is holding me back, and I'm my own competition by being stubborn and not utilizing ComC. TD says ComC has its good and bad points. They still have an issue with their shipping and receiving, and I don't like to pay for someone to hold my cards at a 30 to 40% rate. And one of the reasons why I've held out from not sending to ComC, because I don't really have the inventory until I bought that collection at the Big Rockford show a couple months ago. Like, I didn't really have anything that I couldn't sell myself. Like, yes, I could send it off, but I'm putting all that money, that upfront money, and I don't like the upfront charge. That's why I like eBay, free listings, and then it comes in, the money comes in. But then I bought that collection, and it's like, those would have been good candidates for ComC because I can't quickly scan them. So those would have been, a 5-row box filled with, jerseys and autos and all that stuff would have been great for ComC. But I'm just going to kind of list them slowly. And it's like, I think I've made a good profit on that collection already. So now it's just kind of like when I see I've got a small pile, I'll list those at certain times. Rich says, look, I sold Pete Rose rookies for 25 cents back in the day when that was the selling price. And I skipped too far ahead. Where's Rich at? Where's Rich? Don't you think I want those back? Oh yeah, we all have those horror stories. My Giannis RPA that I sold, I was happy. And here's the thing. Like, I look back, I like looking back and laughing at some of my sales, like my Giannis RPA that I sold at auction. And I think it sold for like $67, $71, something like that. And I was happy because I paid $20 for the box, Timeless Treasures. And I'm like, wow, this paid. And I think I bought 10 boxes at $20 each. That paid for like 3 boxes. And, I had some other stuff. So, I made a great profit on those Timeless Treasures boxes. I was happy in 2017 getting $70 for a Giannis RPA. I didn't even know what an RPA was. I don't even, did we even call them RPAs 5 years ago? I don't know. But now it's like a $3,000. Well, at one time it was a $3,000. It's probably come down considerably. But I know at least, a year ago when we were still somewhat in a peak, it was $2,500 to $3,000. And I was happy with my $70 sale. I laughed because you know what? It's like, what if Giannis turned into in hindsight, like he was not going to be a bum. Like he wasn't going to be Ike Nuwagu or somebody like that, where an RPA is going to sell for 99 cents on eBay. But I didn't expect him to become one of the best players in the NBA. So I do like going back and looking back at my previous sales, because for every Giannis RPA, I sold a Kevin Maitan first chrome auto for like $150. So we have our wins, we have our losses. TD I only use eBay. That's enough for me. Also, just sent out over 200 cards to PSA this last week. Fingers crossed. Very nice. I still, by the way, do not have any further updates, which I didn't expect to have any further updates around, this New Year's, regarding my lost SGC package. What happened was, if you missed my show a couple days ago, my most recent submission to SGC, 6 cards, some rare pre-war Cubs, were slabbed at SGC, and FedEx picked them up. FedEx scanned them, and then all of a sudden there was no further scan after like December 13th. They're not calling them completely lost, but they are, I think the status is delayed / lost in transit. FedEx, thank you. Which makes me a little sick because they're hard to replace. Let's see. I find coins do decent on auctions, oddly enough. Interesting. Tracy, what's up? Happy New Year to you. Paul says ComC has higher fees than eBay, and the benefit they offer is the time savings, but with how fast we can list and ship, you get more efficient ROI listing them yourself. And that's, as far as base cards, I completely agree. But with like jerseys and relics and stuff, I think, like, I had a box of 1,000 jerseys and autos that I'm pretty fast on my phone, but still, like, it's going to take a while to list 1,000 cards that I can't scan and list fast and efficiently. I guess I have that ScanSnap scanner. I guess I could probably do that and then just use, now that I think about it, that might be a pretty efficient way to do it. I have the overhead scanner that I can do like 6 cards at a time, scan those in, and then upload to, now the AI is not going to be very accurate, but at least I can like have a clean slate and a nice spreadsheet, kind of what I do to like using the Card Dealer Pro template, where I'm not utilizing their AI, but I'm utilizing their template and getting, pictures in. Takes me a little extra time because I'll have to flip and do front and back. That's why I don't like overhead scanners and flatbed scanners. But that's a potential option. I don't know if I'll do it in the near term because I've got so much other stuff I can list. But maybe once I'm in the new house and I have a little more space to work with, I can do that. Here I am talking out loud. Rich says, in reality, there is about a 1% difference in all fees. Let's see. In reality, there's about a 1% difference in all fees assorted with selling cards if you send to ComC than if you put into eBay. Also, ComC handles everything but the pricing, so you can use your time to buy more Goodwill packages. I'm 2 months in, and I have not, there has not been a new Goodwill pallet come up. Initially it was once a month, and then it went to I think then it went to 5 weeks. And then for most of the year, it was the second half of the year, it was every 6 weeks. My last Goodwill purchase was the end of October, and a new one has not come up. So my main concern is maybe they're not doing this. Maybe they're outsourcing them elsewhere. Or maybe people just aren't donating. So I'll have to do a little recon, a little research. Where's the pallets? So those are my two thoughts. A, just less people are donating, so it's taking longer to put a pallet of cards together. B, Goodwill corporate has done something different, or whatever Goodwill is, maybe they're putting them out in stores. I don't know. So I'll have to do some recon. I'll have to do some sleuthing. The monthly charges with ComC add up. And that's I guess I can, and I think I've probably talked to both Rich and Mike Summer about the fee structures and the payouts and all that stuff. Rich says, if you have enough cards on site, there are ways to mitigate your storage fees, and there are some other hacks as well. And that's the thing. See, and that's kind of why I want to stay away from ComC, because I'm so involved in eBay, and I've got eBay down almost to a science, where it's that I don't want to learn hacks. And learning those hacks, I mean, I had to learn eBay hacks, and that's time consuming. And now if I find another platform, whether it's ComC or whatnot, I can't use whatnot as like another word. It's like an actual platform. But if I use another platform, I have to learn those hacks, and it takes time away from building my eBay store up further. So I think that's why my focus is just going to stay with the eBay platform. And eBay, and I understand ComC is a long-standing platform as well. It's why, some people come in, oh, you need to use Whatnot. But Whatnot doesn't have a year? eBay's got almost 30 years, and no signs of slowing down. So, and everybody wants to be the new eBay, or the eBay competition. And it's just, eBay's the giant beast. Let's see. Rich says, you will still pay for storage, but at a better rate than you realize. You do have to have a decent amount of cards, over 5,000, to make that work. And there are other things as well to do. And that's kind of like Sport Lots is another, with like the base commons. And I found and I don't want to share secrets out here, but I list a lot of cards that sell for $1.50, that there are hundreds on Sport Lots for 20 cents. Now, on eBay, $1.50 with free shipping, boom, click. Most people know what eBay is. Hardly anybody in the grand scheme of things knows what Sport Lots is. And then you've got to learn how to use the antiquated Sport Lots website. And a 20-cent card is not a 20-cent card, because you got to look, how much does this guy charge for shipping? Oh, it's $1.50 to ship. So now it's $1.70. Okay, maybe, does he have any other cards that I want? I want Cubs cards. Oh, I can't search by team. Okay, maybe I want Javier Baez. Oh, he doesn't have any Javier Baez cards. And now I've spent 20 minutes trying to get a card for under $1.50, when I can just in 5 seconds click on eBay. There's Bo's store, boom, which, by the way, my eBay store link is in the description. Click, boom, bomb. And, oh, hey, he's got a special coupon code, which also is in the description of this video. 50% off when you buy 10 or more cards. That gets those cards down to 75 cents. I'm not even paying for shipping. Boom. Better than Sport Lots. Let's see. Boston Smoke. I sold a Tom Brady Impact rookie for $1 in 2001. But since then, I've sold thousands of other dollar rookies, and I could buy that Brady back with money to spare. There you go. Boston Smoke. Nailed it. How many, and I'm a big Bowman guy. How many first Bowman Chromes? I sold a Khalil Watson first Bowman Chrome base card, base Chrome first for $22 at release. Now it's like a $2 card. But there's probably and there's probably a player that I've sold for $1.50 from this same class that in 2 or 3 years will be a $20 card. But do you want to? But there you have to balance. Like, do I want to hold back all of my first Bowman in hopes that one of these guys becomes Julio Rodriguez and sells for $40 when the chances are none of these guys will? So just move them all out. Strike while the iron is hot at release. Sell those Khalil Watsons for $22. Get them listed like Josh Baez. I was selling for like 10. Now it's a $2 card. And just, strike while the iron is hot. And then whatever's left over sells for $1.50 whenever it sells. Paul says, I use an Epson. Damn it. I hate how my chat skips ahead. Okay, here we go. Paul says, I use an Epson V600 with Chrono Card, and I can do 8 at a time with the auto crop, and the AI is pretty good. So my scan snap from Fujitsu, I can do 9 at a time. And I've used it spare, like I have not used it. In fact, it's back in the box because I never used it. Well, I didn't never use it. I used it a 4 or 5 times. You can do 9, but once you get to 9, it's a little trickier. I found that 5 was I was getting the best results on the scans doing 5. But it was probably an operator error. I'm sure you can do 9. You've got like this black mat and then the overhead scanner. It does the auto cropping. And I honestly don't know with Card Dealer Pro's AI. I honestly don't know on like jersey cards and stuff like that. I honestly don't know what the results are because I just don't do. I haven't uploaded those, so I cannot speak to that. Cooter, what's up? Happy New Year to you. Congrats on the new house. Thank you. We closed on Friday at 10 a.m. We met the demo guys at 11. I went by. My wife was watching HGTV, and I had to make my post office run. I'm like, I'm going to run to the post office. I'm going to swing by the house, see how the demo guys are doing. She's like, oh, good, because I don't want to leave the house. She's watching HGTV, and I went over to watch it in real life. I walked in to the garage, and like all of the kitchen cabinets and like the oven, microwave, all sitting in the garage. I'm like, damn, they removed the entire kitchen, the island, the entire kitchen. I think I tweeted, if you are on Twitter, I tweeted a photo before Friday and Saturday, like in 12 hours, 24 hours, 24-hour difference. Kitchen is all there. Kitchen is completely gone. I walk in, I'm like, Jesus. Josh, who's a card collector, he helps with the demo guy. He's the precision guy. He's cutting out the fireplace. Mark, the demo guy, and his son Tyler, they're busting up the bathroom. So I'll go back today and see the further progress. And then Monday's like when I think the electrical and plumbing demo starts. So, and then I think by the end of the week, framing will begin in the basement. So I can do another video update. I'll do a video update on once the framing gets, and I think that'll probably be one of the last. They might be doing it this weekend. I don't know, but I'll do another video update on that. The Agile Collector, what's up? Good morning to you. All of my FedEx shipments have been late with weird status this holiday season. Luckily, they have all arrived. I do want to ask a follow-up to that. Like, how late? Because right now I'm on this SGC package. It's rolling. Let's see, how many days has it been? It's 3 weeks. It's been almost 3 weeks. December 13th was the last scan. So that concerns me. Let's see. Andrew says ComC is going to take over the world. Rich says most of the ComC hacks you have to do exactly once. Oh, hey, that limits the time consumption. Paul says learning Excel and macros has been the biggest revolution to my eBay. I've figured out a way where listing 30,000 cards in 8 hours is possible from the same set or same few sets. Do you have a video on that? Because I am curious. In the event where I don't want to list like junk wax sets, unless it's like 89 Pro Set Football, which I have a great success rate on sales with 89 Pro Set Football. Other sets like that Panini Cooperstown set, holy crap, I've sold a ton of cards from that set. It's like, and it was just sitting in a box. So I need to identify some sets that I have somewhat sorted. Now they're not sorted in, and I don't know, Paul, if you can answer this. Well, you can't answer this. Are they like already numerically sorted? I don't want to do any sorting. Is if I pull, like I want to pull a box, say it's 82 Topps baseball. There should be a decent sell-through rate on that. Just based on my history on early 80s baseball, 80, 81, 82. So if I pull down 82 Topps and just have a 5-row box and just, does it have to be numerical? Because I do, while I don't want to list 89 Donruss, 91 Fleer, there are sets that I do, and I think that hack would help me on some of the sets, make it faster. Whether it's a 70s set, early 80s, maybe it's swell baseball greats. Those have great sell-through rates, but I want to find sets that have decent sell rates. Brian says, I'm with Bo. ComC is great, but my game is eBay. It's like Spanish and Portuguese, kind of the same, but not actually. Hey, that's a great analogy. I like that. TD says, there are always players that are expected to be future Hall of Famers, and then there's guys you don't expect, like Mike Piazza. Then there's guys that get hurt and are done. Flip a coin. Absolutely. Rich says, those demo guys live to destroy property. Oh my God. It's amazing. I just like over and over, I'm like, dude, this is great. Like, this is 24 hours. You've demoed this whole house. Let's see. Rich says, funny story with packages not received. I had someone in the Secret Santa program I did for Net54 ask me why he never got anything. Well, I had sent him 2 messages that I need your address to get anything. Classic. Sure enough, a few hours later, there came the address. Classic. Paul says, no video yet. I'm still building that system, but I do have another working method right now where you can list 3,000 per hour from the same set, but you need to speak aloud for that full hour. Speak aloud? Let's see. Rich says, back in the day, whenever eBay had special listing promotions, there were people with their inventory in Excel who could update their listings ASAP. Let's see. Paul says, I could hop on a call with you sometime and explain, show you if you have Discord or something for a screen share, or like StreamYard we could do a StreamYard. I don't like Zoom. It's probably because I just don't use Zoom that often. And I use StreamYard for some of these YouTube shows. But anyway, it's the same. It gets the job done. What else did I have to talk about today? So yeah, I talked about the house. Demo work is going on. I'll do another video probably later this week as it's getting framed out. Otherwise, there's not much more to address as far as the card room stuff goes until it gets framed. We talked college football. Bowman U sales have been good. My eBay store, talked about that. I've got some great sales going on. My sales right now, 208 notifications. So what's that in volume? Let's see what sales volume yesterday was. So I crushed my goal, which I figured I would. My last 30-day sales are up 5%. That's sales dollars, up 5% from the last 30 days, which is good. I want to continuously be in the green, up 5 to 10% on a monthly basis. I want that type of growth. Listing impressions are up 11%. Page views are up 2.5%. My sales conversion is 8.3%, which is still good. It's down. It was pretty high. It was not. I think it was closing it on 10% a couple weeks ago. So those are some of my numbers. Let's take a look at sales volume yesterday. Let's see, report. Let's do custom. What was yesterday? New Year's Eve. 12/31 to 12/31. And let's generate that sales volume. 289. 289. Wow, that was a good day. Let's take a look at today. Today, generate that. Already I'm like, oh my God, 78, that sucks. But that's 78 and it's 9:30 a.m. So that's a pretty good start to the day. 289. Can I beat that number today? I think so. So check out my eBay store, 50% off 10 or more items. There is a coupon code. It's in the description to this video. The link to my eBay store also in the description as well. Thanks to those who have been shopping. I will try to get the, if you've bought this weekend, hopefully they're shipped out by Wednesday. That's the goal. Everything purchased. Well, if it was purchased yesterday, hopefully it's by Tuesday. If it's purchased today, should ship out by Wednesday. Let's see. Where are we at? Blaine just bought 10. Thank you, Blaine. Appreciate that. Dan says the college kid I bought the collection from yesterday called 5-year and older cards vintage on his campus. There's another debate we can talk about. Where's John? The Agile Collector says follow-up. 2 FedEx shipments from Florida. Yeah, that's where mine are last scanned. Shipped 12/9 and 12/16. Arrived 12/27 and 12/30 in Colorado. Normally arrive in 72 hours for Florida. Okay, so mine was 12/13. So hey, hopefully they pop up. My group subber has not message. I wonder, did he send me the tracking info? So he's handling all the dirty work. So that's another reason why I like going through a group sub. Crap, does not have the tracking on here. Yeah, it was Tuesday, December 13th. It was picked up at 4:09 p.m. It arrived at FedEx at 7:13 p.m. on December 13th. And then at 9:53 p.m., it says it left the origin facility, West Palm Beach, Florida, and that's the last tracking update we have. 9:53 p.m., it shows leaving the FedEx origin facility Tuesday, December 13th. So hopefully it pops up and shows up in the next couple days. Let's see. Adam, what's up? Good morning to you. Tracy says, need to go finish out my 10 cards. I'm at 4 and stopped looking last night. Need to wrap it up. Thank you, Tracy. Some good stuff. And I added, what did I add? I've been going through, like I mentioned, that Panini Cooperstown set, which has just been selling, blazing sales on that, even before the sale. So I've been looking, buddy of mine down in Sterling, like gave me a ton of, we did a trade. I gave him some Cardinals autographs. He's like, you can just have this stuff. It was like almost complete sets. He pulled like the top rookies, but there were still like big cards in there. And so a lot of those are still in boxes, complete sets or near complete sets. So I think that's where the Panini Cooperstown, some Ginter. So I listed some 2010 Ginter, some 2016 Ginter. So a lot of the stuff I do have in sets that I've been listing here because I can just. So that's the goal. And if you didn't watch yesterday's show, I went over my goals for 2023. I want to get to 100,000 listings. So I may need to do some of those gangbuster listings like Paul does, get those sorted by set so I can, get 1,000 listed, pretty quickly. So the goal is 100,000 active listings by the end of 2023. 1 million Cubs. I'd like to hit the 1 million Cubs mark in 2023, ideally at the National. I still don't have my final count for 2022. I've got a few more thousand, actually several more thousand Cubs to count. But I should finish the year somewhere around 870,000 going into 2023. Once I get those counted, then I'll reach out to David and be like, hey, man, you got any more Cubs? And hopefully he has 70,000 for me. And I want to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I'm at closing in on 2,200. And so I need to do something more than just get on the microphone in the morning and talk about Casey's Taco Pizza and reading old emails. So thank you to Herman and Dan who gave me some suggestions. Dan suggested some eBay specific videos, which those are always the most viewed. And then Herman mentioned shorts, and I only have a couple shorts in my YouTube library, but they have over 1,000 views. So if I can snag a few subscribers off, those views on shorts, that'll help me get there as well. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. I think we've got some NFL games on today, right? Do the Bears play today? They played on Christmas Eve, Saturday, so I assume they're playing. They've already had their bye week. There's only 2 games left this season of the regular season. So we have January. Oh, I'm on football. We need NFL. NFL. The Bears and the Lions. Christian, where you at? I'm rooting for your Detroit Lions today, buddy, because we want a Bears loss, and I'm also rooting for the Texans beat the Jaguars. Come on, Texans. We want the Texans to win and the Bears to lose. But we want the Bears to play competitively. We don't want a crappy game. We want a good game and a loss and a Texans win. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And the 50% off 10 or more items eBay sale is going on through Wednesday. So up until about midnight Wednesday night. So if you have not purchased anything yet, you have a few days to add those to your cart and get those in. And take advantage of a 50% off sale, 10 or more items. That's store-wide, by the way. So if you see a $100 card, the savings is up to $100 though. But if you see a $100 card in my eBay store, you could get it for $50 by just adding $9 cards. And basically you're getting $40 off of that $100 card. And I didn't adjust any pricing. So it is what it is. And I've added some Bowman draft. And I'll continue to add this week, so you can get some really good deals. And I'm gonna price stuff at near comps, so you can get 50% off the comps. And I continue to add Bowman and the Ray Wave refractors as well. Let's see, Herman, you have a great day as well. And again, congratulations to the Bulldogs. I will be rooting for Georgia in the national championship game. Brian says, clickbait titles and shorts. That's how you hook them. Yes. Lions win. Then they have a good chance to make the playoffs. Playoffs? Rich says, Bears are on at noon Central. Yes, sir. Hopefully they're on here at noon Central. Even though I'm 2 hours away from Chicago, I don't always get Bears games. Who do we have? Since it's Bears Lions, though, there's a good chance I'll have it on locally. As long as the Packers aren't at noon. Packers and Vikings are on at 3. Hey, so there's a good chance I'll get the Bears here. All in, unless they run like the national game, which is Saints Eagles, because that's what happens is they could run national games instead of semi-local games, and that sucks. But I'm not paying for NFL ticket or whatever. So Todd's rooting for the Lions. Not many Lions fans here in Maine. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for a great chat. Like, subscribe, check out my eBay store, 50% off 10 or more items sale through Wednesday. Have a great Sunday. Go Lions. Go Texans. And we'll talk tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central.